Archie, and today we are going to watch Donald Trump's shocking 1980 interview reveals his plan for Iran. Now, what is wrong with this title? I don't know. I guess Donald Trump was maybe 34 years old.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
And he reveals his plan for Iran, and now what is ongoing? We already know that US versus Iran is going on, war is going on, such all stuff is going on. Now, what was this interview about in like these many years before, or maybe I guess he initiated a talk with somebody or reveal that in future we are going to
Yeah.
attack and do this all. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, I think so. Isn't it crazy that like this video belongs to like 1980 and this year is going on? I think so. It's 20. I think so. Not. I'm sure
Sure.
it's 2026, and I think so, like how they were like eyeing on Iran for so long because we thought that it's something that very recent, but it's not recent. Like Trump has this plan in his mind
Way
that
before.
way before. So I think so. We need to watch this interview for sure. So let's get into the video.
Most people understand that in order to make progress, you have to do things which aren't necessarily going to make you the most popular boy on the block. And that's what we did. In that case, we had a decision to make, and we had to make a decision.
What
Is that something you learned all by yourself, or was it instilled in you by your father or your
Well, I think-
grandparents or anyone?
I think maybe it's something that was instilled, and maybe it's something that you learned through
His
a little
voice is
bit of
different.
trial and error over the years. I think this country maybe is a good example. I just don't feel the country is going forward in the proper direction. We could have made quick decisions, and we would have been a lot better off than the way we've been sitting around over the last couple of years and just watching everybody else do everything, and we just sit back and take everybody's abuse.
Oh.
It's a very sad
I think so.
situation
We
that
here
somebody
in
isn't
America.
there making the decisions and pushing the right and proper, I don't want to use the word buttons, frankly, but pushing the right levers so that we can go out and do things as we're supposed to be doing them.
You are a mover, you are a doer.
What is he trying to
If
say?
you could make America perfect,
Okay.
how would you do it?
How?
Just
Well, I
zooming
think
in.
that America is a country that has tremendous, tremendous potential. I think that much like the mind, I think that America is using very, very little of its potential. I feel that this country with the proper leadership can go on to become what it once was.
World leader,
And I
yes.
hope, and
We
certainly
know
hope
it's true.
that it does
at the
go on to be
present
what it should be.
What should it be?
Well, it should be it should really be a country that gets the respect of other countries.
Oh.
Is
Today,
respect the most important thing in your opinion?
well, respect can lead to other things. When
Okay.
you get the respect of the other countries, then the other countries tend to do a little bit as you do, and you can create the right attitudes. The Iranian situation is a case in point, that they hold
Respect
our
of
hostages.
other countries, I didn't got it. Like what? Like way before? Why is he saying that about the respect one? I didn't get it. Did you get it?
Yeah, and I think so. Like Trump is looking very different. His voice is very different, and I want to say one thing on this video that he is looking quite sensible because recent interviews I've seen, like because he just screams on the interviewer, the person who's the reporters as well, like you are the terrible reporter and this and that. And here he's looking very calm, and it just looks like that he has a lot of potential.
Exactly, and he's talking like in our childhood we used to get, or in our schools we used to get this topic that what if you were a president of a country? And same question
he's
is being
replying.
asked.
Yeah,
Now
in
let's
that way.
Is just absolutely and totally ridiculous that this country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages. To my way of
Oh
thinking,
my God!
is
Now he talks
a
about it.
horror. And I don't think they're doing it with other countries. I honestly don't think they're doing it with other countries.
Obviously, you're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yes. I don't think there's any question, and there's no question in my mind. I think right now would be an oil-rich nation, and I believe that we should have done it.
Trump
And I'm
loves
very
oil.
disappointed that we didn't do it, and I don't think anybody would have held us in abeyance. I don't think anybody would have been angry with us,
Only Trump can do
and we
it.
had every right to do it at the time. I think we've lost the opportunity.
Would you have wanted to be one of those men to have gone to Iran, and have taken those fellas out?
No, I wouldn't have wanted to be, but I would have done it.
Would
I
you?
would have done
Absolutely.
it.
If I were
Oh.
the age, if I were in the
There were a
military.
lot of those fellas who went for that aborted coup, who were 34 years old
Yeah.
and older.
Oh.
They were
He's
your
very
age.
dedicated
If you were
towards
called
what
upon
he's
Would you? I know it's easy to say, yes, of course I would go. But if the phone rang right now and
Yes.
someone from the Selective Service had said, Donald, we're taking every young man 34 years of age, we're sending him to war, would you go to war?
No, I don't see a war. You see, the war is this is not a Vietnam situation.
Oh,
fortunately.
yeah.
The war, in fact, with Iraq.
There is a war waging.
Yes. Oh, yes. There is a war, and it's a war where nobody has any tanks, has any guns. It's a war where everyone's standing around. That would have been the easiest victory we would have ever won, in my opinion.
When I look at television, I see men being shot up, legs being blown off.
You're talking about two non-existent armies. I mean, Iran has an army composed of American equipment without parts and without anything else, and Iraq has a very weak army, and they're just really fighting each other. I mean, it's almost hand-to-hand combat. If you see now, they've run out. It's a sad situation, Rona, but it's a situation which ultimately is going to get much worse. That little sparkle of war, that little sparkle, is going to lead, in my opinion, to a much greater conflict, and I think that's very unfortunate. And I think a lot of it has to do with this country and the fact that this country is not more involved in terms of setting policy in that area.
Okay.
Do you think perhaps that-
Now I get it. Like what he talking about, that means it is going to lead to a bigger conflict, and which is happening right now.
Yeah, I think so.
The oil industry is responsible for this, as the late Shah once implied.
Well, I wouldn't want to criticize the oil industry because I wouldn't know enough about it, but I can tell you that I think this country is responsible for that war by its own weaknesses.
Oh.
I don't think you'd have this war if they,
Weaknesses.
again using the other word, if we were respected, properly respected as a country and as a people and as a nation. I don't think that you would have the war going on right now between Iran and Iraq. I don't think that Iran would have our hostages for 10 minutes. If they respected this country, I don't believe they would have our hostages for 10 minutes.
This just shows man with a mission. Nowadays we see that America is a superpower. Like every other country is friends with America, and kind of America is holding the whole power, I would say. And now I think so it's kind of like a dream come true for the Trump, because the vision he had, and also about the war as well. And I really like that he gave the example of Vietnam on the war. So this is not that kind of war, but now we could see that what he was thinking in the past about Iran, now he's making it true.
Exactly, and he talked about like how the other nations were not respecting at that time, and that Iran and Iraq war would not happen. But now, look at the irony that everybody in the world is somewhere feared of US, and
Yeah.
everybody respects US, and nobody even think to mess with US. This is the power, I mean, and this was the vision, as Muskan said, that he's on such a greater heights right now, and as a leader, I think we saw this a glimpse of these leader qualities in this video. So let me know, what do you guys think about this video in our comment section below. So do like, share and subscribe.
Bye.